Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geomologist Presents, and welcome to another edition of What's in the Box. So we have this box here from Plus One Experience. I honestly don't remember what this is going to be. This is going to be 26 centimeters or 10 and a quarter inches by approximately 13 inches, or it's going to be 33 and about a half centimeters. And it is a little wider than the last envelope type of thing that I did last week. And it is 6.5 centimeters or 2.5 inches or so. You can check the conversion. I don't know how accurate that is, but I'm just reading the measurement on the, yeah, it's a little dented. I hope everything's okay in there. But here's my box cutter away measuring from you. Putting away as we go, and then opening. Got paper as a wrapper inside. This thing's apart. Oh, wow, very nice. I am psyched about this. For sure, you've already maybe seen it on the channel. I've run a couple episodes. Tomb of 1,000 Doors, and a little Dreadnought's nautical horror role-playing postcard. Uses a bookmark, and check it out. So this is what's in here. Very nice. The Tomb of 1,000 Doors. It is sort of a landscape in, yeah, I'm excited. So I got the tomb here, and then we also have the screen, which is a very nice and comprehensive screen, actually. And I do like that it's not shrink wrapped. It's just one of those kind of, like a magazine with the sticky on it. Let's check out the um, really evocative Tomb of 1,000 Doors cover. This is a screen here. You can see it's a 3-panel, right? So at this size here, landscaped out, and it has how to delve the dungeon, alarm dice, treasures, and mayhem. And then it does have a map, which is great. So at the table, you could see it does have a map of the tomb and all the locations and all the different tables that will really help facilitate this dungeon exploration game. For Mausritter, if you didn't get that already, I really do enjoy Mausritter. And then here is the book itself. The first printing, it says, so maybe there's been more printing. I will open this up. It is shrink wrapped. You can get rid of that. So here is the Mausritter book here. Yeah, it is sort of this landscape format as opposed to portrait. So it's interesting. I guess this has, yeah, it gives you a lot of, here's sort of one of the centerfold art pieces in it as well. I think it's a good format for it. I'm, reluctant usually to get, right, looking for the portrait. I know that Osric actually in their latest Kickstarter, that was an option, portrait or landscape. It does have the map of the tomb. I've imported this onto a Roll20 without the one without the numbers, and then adventure hooks and rumors, encounters treasure, wandering monsters in the tomb, right? So all in one panel. That's actually the advantage of the landscape. You can kind of fit more on if it's really. So it's encounters and treasure, right? So that's all in one. The factions, traveling, etc. And then they have, of course, gazetteer um, as well. So pre-generated characters, another fun piece of art. And then the pre-generated characters introducing, I know they have in one of the supplements, but they introduce sort of the a Fae and Fairy Scout and a Lilliputian, actually. So, which is pretty interesting, as well as the mice. So I know they have those introduced in other publications for the Mausritter line. So here's a really nice at a glance, the whole tomb at a glance. It's really a cool book. I'm really, we could do this as a table book, I guess. And then it goes into detail. So we played this guy here, the Plague Rat's Hideout, which was really fun. And then they delved into the dungeon and did some other things, found the mall combine. Um, they encountered Roddy and Rowdy Randy Pipers. Haha, no, I'm just kidding. Funporium is probably inspired by Rowdy Piper. And then that is where we were at. So it's really fun. I'm really enjoying this. Some more random tables about treasures and things you can find. A really interesting creature there. A froglodyte. That's what that is, a froglodyte. So yeah, there's a lot of homages to different things. Shards of Time, Shrine of Elemental Evil. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Deep Rift. So that's pretty cool. There's some really nice things in here. I really hope to get more into. I know I'm going, this is pretty cool. I should show you. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. But I don't want to spoil it too much, so I'm kind of, just flashing it so you don't see any maps in detail, right? I guess you could pause it and zoom in. Um, that's what I said was pretty cool. The mouse with the holding the ring there. Um, so this is kind of cool. I love this little mouse explorers and a nice piece of art there. And this really sits nicely. Like if you look, it just kind of sits very nicely. Like it could sit at the table open like this. Maybe that is also another advantage of the landscape versus a portrait, that it will, oh, Rattenloft. As you delve deeper, you go to Rattenloft, uh, Ravenloft homage, clearly. The realm of Rattenloft, Limburger, and then the castle itself. That should be fun. You could do that like just as a right for kind of fun one shot. There's going into Rattenloft there, and then as you turn the page, we could be going like a fun Rattenloft. Right, the fog begins to reach the edge area, and they show you the area, where it would. Oh, okay, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, it's the area of where it would start. And of course, they have Nosferatu is the big boss of the area, and that'd be pretty fun to do as a fun little homage to Ravenloft and its own little section. Then there's a cave of fungi, um, best left buried. So really nice stuff. So different whispers in the best left in the sort of undead graveyard, Walking Dead homage, and then elite tables as well. And yeah, it's the only way through. Then they have so here's the right here the character sheets here, and character sheet for henchmen right there, or the both the mole hirelings and etc. So if you want to, you could hire mole people or little actually anthropomorphic moles really. And here's the end page here, which is the yeah, which is a piece of art there. That is, I think that's about that on the. I thought it was on the screen. I think it was on the screen, but I like the snake there, the two. So it doesn't clock in at at the page count. Here's delving the dungeon. They have at the about how you delve the dungeon, which is also this is also on the it's on the last page, which is nice. You don't have the screen handy, but I seem to have the screen. And then the treasures and stuff. So it clocks in, I mean, at text without the appendices, 86 pages. The 87th is all the backers. There's appendices, and where you can place everything, and other references to Mausritter and other links. And then there's the 2 pages of the character sheets, and then the end cap, and then the last the last page with the encounters, treasure, delving, how to delve the dungeon, right? The procedural for delving of the dungeon. So there you go. Over 30, here's what it says, there's a mega dungeon, 30 unique dungeons interconnected with over 300 rooms, subterranean hex crawl with 100 plus hexes and 2 pocket dimensions, obviously rat and lock being one. 4 rival adventuring parties, 6 warring factions, 8 boss level monsters, 25 plus creatures, 36 treasures, 50 plus named described magic items, over 100,000 pips to be recovered, and so much more. So, Tomb of 1,000 Doors. I definitely want to get more into this. I don't know, maybe. I know we have a couple players, but it'd be great to recruit more. Tomb of 1,000 Doors. Mausritter. Fantastic game. I'm so glad that I was introduced to it. And yeah, until next time, then I'll try to put this back in its little magazine protective sleeve there, the screen. Until next time, thanks so much for listening to the Geomologist Presents. Find yourself a copy of the Tomb of 1,000 Doors, Mausritter.